talk about how to start a successful small business as a female entrepreneur. If you didn't know, women are now the leading gender in entrepreneurship, and I want to help you become one too. As a female entrepreneur with a vintage designer shop, there are some lessons I learned throughout the years that I think are very important to talk about when it comes to becoming a successful business owner. But before we get into some of the scary stuff, let's talk about the logistics. What does it really take to be a successful business owner? Your background and you being prepared is so important to the integrity of your business. It doesn't matter what you're trying to do. This rule applies to everybody. I grew up with a passion for vintage designer, vintage furniture, vintage everything. I was obsessed with secondhand, giving a second life to luxury items. So I knew the integrity of my business was to help other women with expensive taste have more affordable options. I now own a very successful vintage designer business with the core value being authenticity, sustainability, and quality. Back in the day, it wasn't too highly thought of to buy secondhand, and now it's like a trend, right? Well, that's kind of what set me apart from everybody else. I didn't care about all that. I saw a vision into redefining what vintage was and secondhand, and I kind of went for it. I was very sure of my idea. Even though it wasn't a popular business at the time, I was confident in it. And that's so important to any business you're trying to do, is that you fully believe in what you're trying to do. You can't just half-ass your business. You're about to put time, effort, money, everything you have into this business, and you have to also fully believe in that business as well. So to recap, your background and passions are very important to you being prepared to start your own business. You need to be 100% into your business for this to work. Number 2. Okay, so you have your idea. You believe in your idea. What's next? Just make sure you know what you're doing when it comes to your idea. Because how are you going to sell something to somebody if you aren't fully knowledgeable in what you're trying to sell? You have to know what you're selling. It's very important for you to research what entails with your business and being prepared mentally and physically. If you're trying to be a chef, you have to have some type of culinary experience to be a chef. If you want to be a fisherman, you have to at least know how to hook and bait. If you're about to be a rocket scientist, you have to be good at math. Do some training, some research, and just fully immerse yourself in your idea. For me personally, because I deal with a lot of vintage luxury items, I had a lot of experience in luxury retail, sourcing. I got the proper training to authenticate seasons, fabrics, the market, price trends, everything. I was making sure I knew what I was doing because my clients deserve to feel comfortable knowing that I got their back. And that's going to translate as well to your products and your business. People will know if you know what you're doing or if you're just trying to sell something and make this a quick gimmick. They'll know. To recap, train yourself, young grasshopper. Mentally prepare yourself. I don't know how much more I can reiterate this. Mentally prepare yourself. Mentally prepare yourself. Mentally prepare yourself. You have to be ready with the fact that things may not turn out in your favor super quick. You know, you may put all your energy and time into this. Sometimes it won't get off the ground until 3 or 4 months later or even a year. You have to be prepared for that. You believe in your business. You're well trained in your business. You know this is going to work. You can't second guess yourself just because things aren't selling or working out in a small amount of time. It's going to work out. Just be patient. Okay, let's get into actually kind of the scarier lessons I've learned being a small business owner. You know, I see a lot of videos of people talking about how to start your own business and what you need to do to make this work, but no one really talks about the scarier parts. Your business is going to start, but what's going to sustain it? And sometimes something's going to go wrong and you have to know how to deal with it. And I'm about to put y'all on right now. So my business, Saucy Vault, home of the most affordable vintage designer on the market. When I started, I had no credit. I had no business credit. I had no loans. I started with hard-earned money, cash. I was making a cash investment that I barely had. I started with whatever funds I had at the moment, and this meant I had to cut a little bit of corners when I started. You have to decide what is a safe ground to cut corners in. So for me, because I am a sustainable business, I was using reusable packaging. I didn't have postcards yet. I didn't have super beautiful packaging, but what I did have was a presence. I had a super strong presence. It's very important. You have to know what resources you have and utilize them correctly. So I may have lacked in materials, but what I did not lack in, however, was social media and my presence. I, for the longest, was the face of Saucy Vault, and I still am. But when I started, it was just me on my personal account, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, doing what I can to market my business. I created a very beautiful logo and a very eye-catching name, but it was up to me to sustain those things. It was up to me to keep the client's attention. But again, they were free. It was a free social media platform using my own body, my image, my face, my personality to market my items. So make sure you utilize the resources you're able to utilize in that moment until you can afford to expand. I was actually very lucky and I blew up very quickly within the first 2 months, primarily because of TikTok. And I had a celebrity in my DMs asking about a specific item, and I used that to my advantage, and I made a really cute TikTok about how so-and-so was in my DMs about one of my items. The video ended up blowing up, which was fantastic. I was ecstatic, over the moon. Whatever items I had left were selling out. I was on cloud 9. I was like, whoa, like I was meant for this. And then something really scary happened. Something bad happened. My Instagram that grew a couple thousand followers in 2-3 days got disabled. They took my account away. Even though I was an authorized reseller and everything I had was authentic with paperwork, things can sometimes happen and you need to prepare for it. Now, I'm not saying your account is going to be taken away, but sometimes you're going to be hit with a wrench and you need to figure out how to get that wrench out. So I was depressed for about a month or 2 because of this, and I worked so hard to grow my account from nothing, and I almost gave up because how could this happen to me? Why would this happen to me? Number 1, I was relying too heavily on Instagram being my only form of communication and connection with my clients. I also was using Instagram for my main source of marketing at the time. I didn't have a designated TikTok for my business yet. I was just working straight out of my personal account. How were my clients supposed to find me? My Instagram was gone, and I didn't have a TikTok for it. And I wasn't using my email list. What is wrong with me? After about 2 months of sulking, I got back on my feet, created a backup account, and eventually I was able to get the followers I had back and build up my community again, but it wasn't easy. Items weren't selling like as fast as they were when I was going viral, but it was still going great. The people that had connected with me previously found me again because I did a great job of connecting with my clients. People remembered my face and me. And I think that's very important as well to market yourself, because then there's a face to the business. Even if you don't want to put your face, you have to have something that sets you apart from other businesses. Whether it's your logo, your marketing, whatever, people need to remember you. People are going to remember you and they're going to find you. They're going to wake up one day and be like, where did this so-and-so go? I haven't seen them on my page for a minute. Let me go search them out. So, came back stronger. TikTok was doing fantastic. I was making enough money to start reinvesting in my business. So I had a photo shoot. I was rebranding, got new packaging. People were also opening up their packages and filming them and tagging us. And I was building a community and it was great. Scared money don't make money. Scared money don't make money. Repeat after me. Scared money don't make money. I cannot stress how important it is to make sure you're having a continuous amount of inventory according to your sales trends. At one point, I was so afraid to put money back into inventory because things weren't selling as fast as I thought they would. And then when they would sell, I wouldn't have inventory and that would cut into my productivity. You have to make sure you're posting at a good pace so people don't forget you. You can't just post something and then forget about it and expect people to remember your business. And you have to make sure you're interesting. Even if you don't have a continuous amount of inventory, just make sure you're not sold out for long periods of time. When you are ready to reinvest back into your business, make sure you're also utilizing ads and influencer marketing and whatever you can to really get word of mouth out, because you can have the greatest products in the world, but if no one knows about it, what's the point? What's the point? Make sure you're keeping things fresh. You can't rely on something to keep you sustained. Make sure you have new marketing plans, new photo shoots, new packaging sometimes, cute little goodies in your orders. You're engaging with your customers. And I know this sounds like so much, but this is some of the stuff you have to deal with when you want to become a business owner. Some people think it's like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be rich and not have to work a day in my life. You're always constantly working as a small business owner. Whether you're answering emails at like 1 a.m., you're sourcing at ungodly times of the day. You're working on designs, you're working on logos, you're fresh new ideas, you're working on TikTok trends, you're working on literally everything under the sun. Make sure you're just prepared to do what all this entails, because that's what's going to set you aside from other businesses. Sometimes things can go wrong, and that's okay. There was a moment where I was just starting out, and I'm not going to name any names, but she was a very popular influencer, and she was also a small business owner. She was the girlfriend of a very big rapper at the time, and she was a very big it girl. I had agreed that I would send her some vintage Chanel sunglasses, no profit to me, in exchange for her posting. She ended up ghosting me, and she posted pictures with it. She never tagged me. I basically lost out money on those sunglasses. Yeah, it was really disappointing at first, but at the same time, like, I really should have been smart and written up a contract, because there was nothing for me to hold her accountable for. My mistake, your lesson. If you're going to go into influencer marketing or any type of collab, make sure you have it down in a binding contract. And in my case, even though she had not tagged me or posted it, I'm gonna still make sure I get something out of it. So I was reposting her pictures and making sure people knew that she got these sunglasses from me. I commented on the post and made sure people knew that she got the sunglasses from me. I'm gonna make sure everybody knows that these sunglasses are from me. Would I have preferred if she had just tagged me? Yes, but you have to do with what you can with what you're given. The last and final piece of advice I would like to give is to just be authentic and yourself. No matter what business you're trying to start, people appreciate authenticity. They're going to see your craft, your art, your passion, and that's what's going to set you apart from everybody else. Don't compare yourself to whatever the next person is doing. Don't compare yourself to the competitor. Just be happy with yourself and what goals you've set for yourself. I can't even tell you how many hours I've spent wasted on comparing myself to some of my competitors. Like, why can't I do this? Why have they done this and I haven't done this? What makes them different from me? Why are they able to sell this item that I have the same one for a lot more money? But at the end of the day, I have to realize, like, that's not me. They're not me. The core of my business is to save my girls money while providing them luxury vintage. And that's it. I'm not trying to be a millionaire. I am simply a humble small business owner. A sustainable small business owner. I can't just lose money. But that is the integrity of my business, and my clients know that. My clients see that, and that's why I have such a strong community. My saucy girls, if you're watching this, I love you guys so much. Like, I don't know what my life would be without you guys. You give me a purpose. I will die for you. I will die for you. Like, I'll die for you. But all that to say, I'm happy with my business. As much as the next person is making XYZ amount of money, that's them. I feel blessed and fulfilled and humble. And that's all a girl can ask for. Yeah, and you know what? Yes, it's okay if you want to be a millionaire, you want to be a boss babe. Do it. That's your prerogative, and it's going to happen. Just be authentic about it. Just be you about it. Just be real about it. People are going to appreciate that. This video really was mainly about some lessons I learned as a female-owned small business owner. And I just kind of wanted to share some hurdles and lessons that I learned so that you guys maybe can save yourself from going through those lessons. Again, my loves, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you guys so much. For my saucy girls watching, I do this for you. And for my girls that are watching that are interested in my business, I put a link down in the description so you can check it out. And maybe you can kind of see how my passion and authenticity translates into my business. And who knows, maybe you'll also become a saucy girl. I would love to hear about what ideas you guys have, some hurdles that you have gone through if you're a small business owner, some advice you would give as well. If something I said kind of resonated with you, I would love to hear everything about it, all about it. Tell me. I'm all ears. But I am wishing a successful entrepreneurship on all my ladies, and I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in.